More and more details have been exposed about what went down between up-and-coming Atlanta rapper T. Hood and the children of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta's Kirk and Rasheeda Frost. And it's looking like, despite his sister's obvious efforts to throw him under the bus, their son Kai might be vindicated.
This is very interesting because more and more details have come forth. There have been explosive videos of the way that T. Hood would put his hands, and we have seen in a video feet also on this girl, Kelsey. And you know, this is still not satisfactory to T. Hood's family, because what they're saying is, okay, well, when did that happen? Show us when it happened. Okay, that was then. We want to see the footage from the very day that our now the mother specifically, that my son, and then the sister specifically, that my brother was done to like this. We want to see that. So it is very interesting how there is not going to be any satisfaction on either side, because they want to see the footage for what really happened that day, because they're saying, implicating to me that, okay, well, he was doing that was going on, that was ongoing, that was continuing, she knew he was doing that, she still stayed with him. So this is the sort of narrative that they got going. Okay, they knew what was going on, but there seems to be also some sort of lack of accountability here.
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, the girl called you. Kelsey called the mom and said, this is what he's doing.
Right.
Where was the mom's responsibility in that? Okay, well, we're going to intervene on this. Where was Kelsey's responsibility in, like, okay, I'm getting out of this, I'm not staying in this, and not have either of these families be entangled like this?
Yeah.
Where's the accountability on all sides?
Yeah. And when T. Hood's family was kind of just going after Kelsey on social media, saying that she set him up and she did this and he wasn't like that, because it started coming out that it was a possibility he was putting hands and feet on her, and his family was the first to be like, no, he wasn't like that, he didn't do that, this wasn't the type, his friends, all them people were saying that. Well, if it is, show the proof. Well, now one of Kelsey's friends came out and put the proof out there, and now here the goalpost is, well, show something else. When was this? That don't matter. You showing old stuff, show something else. Well, it's like you said, they're never going to be satisfied because of the fact that they never took accountability for their part when this was going down to begin with. Because now, from he wasn't like that, they're talking, well, I never knew about him, that does look bad, but we want to see something else. One of the details that they put out were text messages that looked like it was from that actual day on August 8th, that Friday, August 8th, when it occurred.
Right.
Kelsey was actually reaching out to T. Hood's mother. They had gotten into another altercation, and she asked T. Hood's mother if she could send an Uber so that his things could be picked up from Kelsey's house.
Right.
Because it's come to the forefront that the house that they were all staying in, the house that Kelsey and Kai Frost and T. Hood were living in, that's actually Kirk and Rasheeda's house, one of their homes.
Yeah.
So they were staying there, and she was kicking him out. She sent a text message to his mother saying her son was putting his hands on her.
Yeah.
And she said, can you have someone send an Uber for his belongings? He's not going to be able to come back here anymore, and she would like to Uber the stuff to y'all while he's out the way.
Right.
The mother's response to her son putting hands on this girl, the mother says, okay, thanks.
Really? Exactly.
What?
So where was the responsibility then? Okay? They want to cry out now and say, oh, well, this had been ongoing, but if this girl called you, apparently because she wasn't calling her family.
Right.
Okay, she said she kept her family out of that, because even reports are going around that the father, Kirk Sr., he stayed out of it.
Right.
Because he knew this is what was going on. Kirk Frost Sr. stayed out of it.
Mm-hmm.
He said no, he's not going back and forth with this because he knew this girl continued to put up with this.
Exactly.
So, as a result, she wasn't calling her family.
Nope.
Okay? She was calling his family.
Right.
And trying to get some help there. But this is the mother's response.
Okay, thanks. And it's like, again, here she is wanting to protect this man that's putting hands and feet on her, because the videos that they showed, they were awful. The videos showed it was almost worse than what was going on with Cassie and Diddy.
Oh my goodness.
That she was in the room asleep. Allegedly, what the video is showing is T Hood walks in, flips the light switch on, grabs her, yokes her up from underneath the covers, and then throws her on the bed
like a rag doll.
Because you see how tiny she is.
Oh my goodness, like a rag doll.
Throws her on the bed, gets on top of her while he's, pressing her down into the bed, and then uses his knee to forcefully push her on the ground next to the bed with his knee. And then, as she's going down, he then takes his hand and right in the kidney.
Ooh.
And so,
wow.
She slides down. He walks over to the other side.
It's a wonder that girl is still here herself.
It's a wonder.
With seeing something like that.
He walks over to the other side of the bed and grabs his backpack. Now, we know with certain people, it's all kinds of things that could be in the backpack. It's all kinds of things. And so he starts going into his backpack. Now, here's what happened after that. She sees him going into his backpack, and she starts trying to get up off the floor.
Yeah.
Now, when he sees her try to get up, he goes back to her. So he leaves whatever's in his backpack alone. He goes back over to her, grabs her by her hair, and forces her back down on the floor.
Whoa.
Before putting his hands around her again.
That is horrendous.
It's horrendous. And I think it just seems like, based on what they put out there from past experience, because the other photos they show, they have photos of injuries of her all on her face. There's cuts, bruises all on her face. And the friend said that this was from one of the times that he took out his blicky and went upside her head with it.
Wow.
So that's probably what she thought he was going for.
When he went in that
backpack, and she tried to get up to probably run out the room, but he yanked her back on that ground. So, and we don't know when that occurred. We don't know if that was that particular day that happened. And the family's like, oh, he was in a sweatshirt. This is 98-degree weather out. So, that was from old time. But does that matter? Does it matter that this was from a month ago or 2 months ago or 3 months ago?
No, it does not matter.
It doesn't matter. And also, the other thing was, that wasn't the only video. There was another video where it showed him doing the same thing. This time, she was just in her bed looking at her device, and he comes in, yokes her up again, and does the same thing, basically. So this was an ongoing thing.
This girl was living a nightmare.
That she chose continually to go back to.
That's why her father, Kirk, said he's washed his hands with it, because he knows she chose continually to go back to that. And see, this is the other half of what T Hood's family is saying.
Right.
They knew that this was going on, and she continued to accept this man doing this to her. This is why the women have got to not think they're protecting the man, because this man is not protecting you.
Right.
This man is doing everything but. And I'm telling you, it is only that this girl is still alive.
Only the grace of God.
Because of that. The grace of God. Because this is just awful. When you see something like this, and to know that this little girl with her little frame taking something like this again and again. Yep. So come on now. Right.
And so something like that possibly happened again that day.
Yeah.
And then that's when she actually reached out to his mother. And the mother's like, okay, thanks. Kelsey says, no problem. Thanks again for everything. Now, there was another text that was going around where the family was saying, that's why we told you can call us anytime. So basically, she was just supposed to keep calling them when he put hands on her.
Because apparently, whatever they were doing, it did absolutely nothing because he continued to do it. So what was the point of calling them to say, okay, he's done this again? But lady, what were you doing about it?
Nothing
what did
at all.
you do to try to help this girl?
Nothing at all.
She did not call her people. She did not. Possibly what happened is Kai heard what was going on. I don't believe she did call them.
Could have been.
Kai heard what was going on. He lived there.
Because look what she said after that. In a text to his mother, to T Hood's mother, Kelsey says, hey, she's not fond of anybody breaking her belongings or nothing. He's rude, pushing her, slamming her doors, trying to pop her car tires, ripping her cameras out the wall. Nobody is helping her when it comes to him being with her.
Yes. See?
That's what she said.
See? Nobody is helping her. So not even them. She continuing to call them.
Exactly. And so when you said it's possible that her brother heard something since he lives there with them. Since that's his house too.
That is his house. The visitor here was T Hood, okay?
Right.
That was his house with his sister. She invited this man into their home like that.
Exactly.
And this is what he does.
Exactly. So it's definitely possible he heard something because he was allegedly breaking her belongings, he was slamming doors, he was trying to pop her car tires, and those videos, those recordings that just leaked, he ripped the cameras out the wall that had that. So now the question comes to mind, why is he ripping those cameras out the wall? What was he trying to do that night where he would rip the cameras off the wall?
Absolutely. What was he trying to do?
Exactly.
That particular night.
Because apparently this is a pattern of behavior.
Exactly.
Because if you remember that post that Kelsey put out about how she wouldn't call nobody and this was their situation, they kept it private, she didn't call, and brother or not, she don't condone this, all that stuff. She was saying how that's her baby and her baby was still recovering from getting done up 3 times just a few weeks ago. Well, the details came out about that too.
Yeah.
And it seems like this type of behavior with women is a pattern because back at the end of April, I think they said, when he was done up on the street corner, 3 times, it was because he was putting hands on another woman who happened to be a side chick. And the other people on this corner, they told him, the dudes on the corner was like, don't do that ish over here. You go on and you take that somewhere else. You're not going to be doing that to her right on they street. Get off the street. T Hood allegedly, according to one of the people who also was involved in this altercation, because he wasn't the only one that got done up at that date. There was bystanders who got hit with that. So according to a friend of one of the bystanders who is now having to learn to walk again, T Hood told the men who had told him to take that somewhere else, he fronted them off, said he would lay down over that woman. Like he don't care what they tell him, he gonna do what he wants. He was fronting off against these dudes on the street.
Yeah, he was bulking up.
He was bulking up on them. And that's another thing that they were saying. He was taking some type of substance when he was with that particular girl that he was putting hands on the street. He was taking a particular substance that changed his character.
Yes.
So he was basically kind of tweaking on these dudes. Allegedly. Allegedly, he was tweaking on these dudes on their own street when they told him to bounce. And they didn't take kindly to that in those parts, so they taught him a lesson. That's how he ended up in those hospital pictures where y'all see Kelsey was sitting up there next to the hospital bed, or she was giving him the sponge bath and all that stuff. So that is allegedly a pattern of behavior.
It was a pattern of behavior, and it was something that this girl did not behave well in.
No.
Because what she should have done. And yes, we can say, because as a result of all this that has happened,
Yep.
someone's life has been lost and another young man's life is on the line.
Yep.
What she should have done is immediately got out of that situation, and always think about the people that are going to be involved with this, with you stand in a situation like that.
Exactly.
Look at your family all entangled in this
Exactly.
now. Another man is gone. You're out here. They're telling you to be quiet and stop talking, throwing your brother under because to say that, oh, he was leaving. Girl, what does that look like? What are you saying?
But
now you got this speculation out here that it was something, not right.
Exactly. But here's the thing. This is the type of woman who got oops upside her head and kept going back talking about how much this man loved her and is her baby and all that. So you can't take anything she says at face value.
You cannot. And
she can't be believed. And that is the other thing. She is so in this man's corner, so-called protecting him, even after he's gone, that she's willing to still throw her brother to the side, cast her brothers to the side when they came to help her.
Exactly.
And it makes you kind of wonder for Kai's safety in this after this,
yes,
or her other brothers,
yes,
because
it does.
One, she didn't care, like you were telling. They don't think about how they're putting their family members in dangerous situations, things like that. So it makes you wonder. She was letting this man, who was visibly and allegedly often with her, putting hands on her,
often. That's
letting
what they
him come in the house that she shared with her brother, her younger brother.
Yeah.
At that, the brother was younger than both of them.
Yes.
So she's sharing a house with her younger brother. He just is as thin and slim as she is.
Yes.
No match for this dude.
Not at all.
And she letting him come in with allegedly weapons, things like that, with his behavior towards her, and not caring anything about it. Because it's not like, she was letting her brother stay. No, this is their family house. So he had every right to be there.
And it's so sad that he had to be involved like this when their own father, Kirk, said, I'm done with this.
Exactly.
I see what this girl is doing.
Exactly.
She's going right back to it. I'm done with it. Oh my goodness, it's just sad.
Yeah, and it's like we talked about in the last video. It's that toxic family dynamic. Kirk was so easy to just wash his hands of it because he knows that's what he wants people to do when it comes to his situation. He doesn't want third parties involved telling him that he's wrong and that he shouldn't be disrespecting his wife and all that stuff. So yeah, he was quick to wash his hands of it when it comes to his daughter because he knows how it goes down in his own household.
Yeah.
Not necessarily, we don't know
not
about
the
any
hands-on, but we know about the verbal.
The cheating,
the verbal,
disrespect,
the cheating,
the emotional.
The
we know about all
respect.
that.
We know all that.
And we know how Rasheeda just stays and takes it.
Yeah.
And doesn't care. This man just had a baby on her.
And this is something this young girl learned looking at that.
Exactly.
She grew up with that. She saw how Rasheeda just stayed there and took it.
Exactly.
This is something she learned.
And how her father, who allegedly loves her stepmother, was okay with just treating her like that and dismissing her feelings.
That's
and
right.
whatever. So she was like, okay, that's what it is. This is how it is. So she stayed in that relationship, not caring about how it affected anyone else in her circle, because that's what she learned from growing up with them.
Yes, she did.
And we talked about the Adam agenda before, how
Right.
these men will be out here trying to humble these women that they're in intimate relationships with.
Right.
There's a counterpart to that. It's the Eve syndrome.
Wow.
And the Eve syndrome, again, it stems from back in the garden, Garden of Eden.
Yes.
They ate the fruit that they shouldn't have eaten.
Right.
And the Lord was walking in the garden, the cool of the day. Adam, where art thou? And then they was like, oh, they didn't have no clothes on, so they was ashamed and hid. And the Lord's like, well, who told you that you didn't have any clothes on? And did you eat of the tree that I told you not to eat from?
Yes, they did, Lord. Yes, Lord,
exactly.
they did.
And so, and this, look, the counterpart. The Bible says flee fornication.
Yes, it does.
So who told you to get in these relationships and protect these men while they put hands and feet and do? Did you do what I told you not to do? You know, it's a course of. But anyway, so he said that well, the woman you gave me, she ate of the tree, and she tricked me, she beguiled me. It's your fault.
Yeah,
and it's her fault.
Tried to blame the Lord,
and then Eve was like, well, the serpent tricked her. And so then the Lord was like, okay, he told what was going to happen. And the thing that was Eve's kind of discipline for that is that her desire was going to be unto the man.
Wow.
And what that means is whatever she does, as long as she's under that curse, the curse of the law, she is going to be doing to protect, to keep, to have this man in her life. It don't even have to be her husband. It's whatever man she wants to focus on, that man.
Wow.
And that's how you have these women staying in these situations, protecting these men that don't protect them, because they have gone and put themselves back under the curse when they sleep
with someone who is not their husband.
Exactly. Jesus redeemed everybody when he died on the cross.
Yes, he did.
He redeemed everybody from the curse of the law. The scripture explicitly states that.
But they have to accept it.
Exactly. And when they choose not to accept and get right back into sin, then they're back under that.
They're back under it.
And so now her desire, because it makes no sense. Everyone's always like, girl, what do you do? Why would you stay with him? Why are you letting him do this? Why would he treat? Don't you understand? It doesn't make no sense. And when women come out of that, when they get free from that, they're like, they don't know. They didn't love them. They don't know. It's because of that. They put themselves back under. That's why their actions make no sense.
At all.
And so in this particular situation, she's still under that because she is on social media telling everybody, oh, well, he was walking away. Well, was he really? Or is that something that you're saying so that you can still protect him in the public?
Wow.
Even while her brothers had come in to protect, to whatever, to help her, where she had told the mother, nobody's helping her when it comes to this situation. Well, then when help comes, and they find themselves in more trouble than they thought they would be in,
she's
still gonna protect someone who did all this to her over the people who came to help her.
It's the Eve syndrome.
So now you gotta wonder, how safe is Kat?
Wow.
Because she even said, one of the other posters she put out, this her baby, she don't know what she gonna do. Wow. She told him, please come and get her.
That was
meaning that she wanted to go with him. So who knows what she could be feeling all kinds of. And that's what I think, because everybody was so shocked. Why would you throw your brother under the bus? Why are you saying you on here telling that, trying to change the story up when the police have already seen what it was? The police said that they're investigating it as self-defense.
This girl is toxic.
So, yeah, Kai needs to stay away from her at this point.
Yes, he does.
Because obviously,
yes,
her righteous mind has deserted her at this point. So he needs to stay away from her.
That's it. That's all.
Let us know what you guys think in the comments. Remember to like and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.